Well, hello guys to episode 8 of jCraft. It's been a while, and I apologize. Well, the storage building took most of the day to build, and got some materials on me for another project, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. I had to do some last minute adjustments due to some preferences. I'd prefer to be able to hit a button, ideally the button that is very close to me right here, to turn a cart back into the system. But the timing was off, so I was actually getting stuck getting sent back up to the storage to unload and cycle through again. I'm not sure if I intended to recycle the cart through and through and through, but I don't think I want to do that because I'd probably find what I need first in the box and then hit the next box. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. I know it's all white concrete for now, and I don't plan to leave it like that, but I definitely just wanted to get this done because this had to be done before I did anything else. Now, on the topic of storage, I've got another project that I need to complete because we need a lot of turtle eggs for the slime farm, and I think that this location right here is going to be absolutely perfect for the spot I want. I was going to put it over here, but I'm not sure I want to. I mean, it's probably big enough. I'm not sure if I want to put it over my house. Oh, now I'm having second thoughts. Probably won't need to clear out much right here if I did so. There's a control center I need and a storage system that's in it. But I had to put it like right, I don't know. Maybe it'll fit better over here. I don't see any water to get in the way of the turtle spawns. So I'm assuming that this should be an ideal spot. Because I have to have an extra 16 blocks away from water on any side of this. So I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, let's put it over here. Let's see what happens. Alright, well with this turtle farm built, I'm actually really happy that this didn't take too long. I actually need to do a couple of other smaller things, and I'm missing a few bits to this. As you can see, the levers are actually irrelevant, but inside of here, we actually need to put some stuff on the inside that you can't see from the outside because it's to keep the turtles from actually going through the adults that you use to breed. And I forgot to mention that this is a turtle farm by Techman88, and this is just a beautiful farm. We've got to get some hoppers underneath this right here. We need some vines, and then we need some trapdoors put up in here so that only the babies can fall through here. And I'm not sure what the size of an adult turtle is. I don't think that they can fall through this gap, but this is to ensure that 100% of... Oh, hello. Hello. I did not mean for you guys to come tonight. I have a visitor's rule at these hours. Gotcha. So we have to make sure that nothing can spawn in here for the first step, which is not really necessary with the mob switch on. I'm still so not used to having this mob switch that I put lights up anyway, just in case it might be off when I'm near my base, because it takes one zombie in here to destroy all of the eggs in here. Now we need these eggs for the slime farm, but later on we might actually need the scoot that actually comes from this to brew some turtle master potions for when we intend to fight. Now this scale of this farm is absolutely unnecessary for everyday use, but I don't want to spend an overnight AFK session at this thing. So in about an hour, this will produce a double chest of scoot after you stop breeding. And I believe that the entire floor will be full of eggs too. So It's absolutely unnecessary. There's over 600 spots for eggs to be here, which nets up to a maximum of anywhere between 12 to 2400 eggs in here per hour. This is the biggest you could make this without a lot of other problems. I'm going to link Techman88's video below because he goes in through a couple of his other designs as well as why you can't really build this any bigger. And I will summarize to say that due to the time a turtle egg actually hatches, which it's getting pretty close to that time. Did you go back to night? Okay. Around this time, a lot of these eggs will actually rapidly increase their hatching time. I'm not sure what the exact reason of that is. I'm not sure why that should be. But this is the time where a lot of these will hatch. And with about 2,400 turtles at the bottom of this, you can imagine how much lag that's actually going to cause. And that is why the vines are actually a part of this, is because that helps reduce entity cramming. You wouldn't want all your turtles to suffocate before they turn into scoot, so they will suffocate afterwards, so this is a not very friendly farm for the poor turtles, but it is very friendly for us, and we'll be able to stuff our pockets full of all the scoot, turtle helmets, turtle master potions, and turtle eggs that we would probably ever need, and I'm hoping that this farm turns out that successful. I probably need to put some extra blocks above my head so that the phantoms stay away when I'm doing this. And there's also a little bit of a clock here that actually dispenses seagrass to you every so often as you pass, which is based off this detector rail here. Which I think I might have actually missed the redstone on that a little bit. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. I think I did miss the redstone on that. But yeah, this is just a beautiful farm, and I'm very excited to get started. My inventory is completely stuffed full of random things, and it's a little aggravating, but I think I can get most of this out, and we don't need any of the rest of this yet, so we're going to go grab... We've got our turtle eggs, I think, somewhere in our... I think we've actually got them up here in our base randomly. We've got to figure out which shulker box it's in, because I have absolutely no idea. It's in one of them. There you are. We have to do a little something weird here with the turtle eggs, and I'll explain in just a moment. But in order to actually get the farm started, we have to hatch a few eggs without them being able to move. So we need to grab some glass that I put up for absolutely no reason. We actually need to place them pretty spread out. I'm going to place a few of them to start. And we've got to get a few more from out there. There's actually like 12 turtles naturally spawned outside my base, which is beautiful. So, how far apart do we want these? Well, let's do the first step. First step's going to be checking the chunks. And it looks like there's about... these are 14 blocks long, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4 chunks of space. And I want to space these out about as perfectly as I can so that there is plenty of space for the turtles. And there's going to be 32 adults that are going to spawn, there's going to be 32 adults in here that will be trying to place eggs all around this. And the more spread out they are, they're going to try and go back to the exact spot that they hatched from. So I think... I don't know where I'm exactly supposed to put these. There's 14 blocks here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yep, okay. 14 blocks. And there's about 4 chunks of space here. So I'm thinking we could put our first set right about here. And we want to put 4 in here. And then we just want to cover it in glass. And this will prevent the adults from actually suffocating. So that's all we're doing with this. Actually, that kind of randomly just fit right there. Okay. Guess this is more of a guiding. That'll make more sense there. Okay, that looks good. Could probably put another batch right about here. We don't have to be perfect with this either. We just want to be as good of a guess as we can to placing these. I think we'll just copy this idea. We don't have enough to actually start the entire farm. So now we get to wait for these to hatch. And we need some seaweed sea grass, seaweed. I'm not sure which we need. We've got to have some of that to actually start this. So I'm going to go grab about a stack or two of that and get back over here as soon as these should hatch. Alright, well, at the storage system I have here, I finally reorganized it a little bit. Mid building this, I ended up throwing some of my items into lime. That's where they ended up randomly, and I learned something that I didn't actually intend, and I want to share it with you. So if at any time I want to cycle through this, and I have to follow the order of emerald first, then lapis going backwards. So you go emerald all the way down here, and then lapis coming back is the order of the colors. It's a little confusing, but bear with me. So let's say I want to switch the lime and the green here. Well, I'd want to send a lime cart right here, and I'd want to send it to the cycler. And then I'd want to send the green, and I'd want to send it right here. Now, there's two ways this works. So first of all, when I go to send these carts between here, there's 3 parking spots. There's where it lands, there's up here where it's going to land on this hopper, and then there is down below to collect all of the shulker boxes. If I have the cart here and collecting shulker boxes, I can switch their places, meaning that the lime and green will now be in separate areas. But because of the order of which these are, I'd want to hit the green first, and that way it would actually, because since it's on the lapis, it would be the second in line. That way, when the green cart went through, it ends up switching them. It's really nice to be able to do that because now all my items are in the brown section right now. So that was an accidental discovery. I've cleaned up out here quite a bit. I've gotten rid of the kelp, bamboo, and sugarcane farms since we have way better access to bigger farms now than that. And I'm going to get rid of the smelter once I don't need it, which I barely use this thing anyway. And I think it's running on kelp fuel anyway, which was why we had that over here. So we might still need this for smaller things, but I don't really use smelting much anymore. So yeah, this is probably something I'll tear up too. And I've got something I'm going to use this space for in the coming future, but for right now, I'm not going to use it yet. I'm going to leave it kind of open because what I'm planning is quite hilarious. However, I did create a new little storage box right here for our next project. Our next project is going to have all of our items stored in here. So in here, I've grabbed a couple boxes of sand and gravel because we still need to make the concrete, but we have all these other materials that are ready to go for this. So we are ready to roll on this project. And I cannot wait to get this done because I put this off for about 2.5 months since 1.16 came out fully. And I want to make sure the system's completely fine, so we've got to go find us a location first. And I'm not sure in the Nether where that's going to be, but we have to find a location that's not been taken up on either the top or the bottom because we need both above bedrock and below bedrock. So we're going to make some concrete first, and then we will go hunting for a location above the Nether and below the Nether that is perfect for what I'm about to do. I've spent a significant amount of time here in the Nether locating a good candidate for the building location, and since it is such a large structure, it was very unlikely that I was going to be able to do no digging, and I might have signed myself up for a lot of digging ahead of me. There's going to be a lot of digging ahead of me. As you can see from this bounding box, it goes straight into this, so we're going to have to do a lot of digging, which, if you can't tell, is right above the lava lake over here. So I'm a little worried about that, but not too much yet. We have a bigger problem, and that's actually going to be building on top of this because there's going to be a lot of redstone and moving parts, and if anything gets sent over the edge, it is going to be burnt to a crisp. But right where we're standing is an edge that was actually mostly open naturally from this bastion. As you can see, there was just a natural opening right here, and there was a little bit of a blockage right here. And I think that this is a perfect location to have a bridge connecting to the new build, as well as having my portal back here and storage way back there for all the items that come through here and all the filled shulker boxes, because there is a significant amount of free space back here. And I've wanted to gut a bastion for a very long time. I want to fix it as well. And I think that there is no better way than to use it for this bartering hall because I have already went through here. I've got a few diamonds more in my ender chest, as well as I finally, and I can't wait to show this off, I finally got the pig step music disc, which is in this thing. So we have our music and everything already picked out for this event. And I did have to crack a couple of ender chests to actually make this portal. But most of it's hidden up here, and I kind of like that. There's a staircase right here. There's a bridge. There's, what is this? I don't exactly know what this lava farm is. I guess that's what they call it. This is here too. This will be untouched. I will check the blocks to make sure they're all actually polished bricks and not the cracked or the anything else. If they're anything but polished, they're going to get replaced. And then I'm going to remove all the basalt, fill it in with the right brick, and then I'm going to see what the shape of this structure looks like, and then I'll probably end up modifying it too after this build is done long since. So yeah, I've got a lot of work ahead of me. I've got a lot of digging. I've got all of my materials on me, so I want to really probably get this off of me as soon as possible because it's probably pretty dangerous carrying this stuff around me near lava. So I'm going to get to work, and I'm going to try and get as much of this done as I can in one sitting, and then try to get as much of it done as I can in the next 3 days because I've set up a lot of time aside for this, and I can't wait to just get this behind me. I don't want to keep waiting on this project to be done. So let's get started with this. And hopefully I don't die in lava. Not that this will burn, but I don't need my materials to burn, so I've only got exactly what I prepared to build for this. If anything burns, I'm going to have to stop, and I'm going to have to go back. As we've got some candidates walking up. They're trying to reclaim! Man, I got the first one with, well, there we go. Alright, let's get started. Well, I've been using 3 bombers so far, and after a few fails, I finally got these working after talking to Jay and watching the video he made. They're not hard to set up, but I was trying to make them into stationary dupers, and that wasn't working. So these aren't like normal dupers. You can't just prime the TNT into the ride. You've got to actually push the TNT while it's flying to the first return station. So I lost a few pieces of TNT to that, nothing I can't replace. But I'm kind of tied between if I want to collect all the materials that come from this, or if I just want to destroy it all, because the netherrack, well, the smelted version, and the basalt, and the blackstone are all renewable, as well as the quartz and the gold. Really the only thing that's not renewable is these actual blocks here, the actual netherrack. So I don't think I need to keep them for anything. I don't have any plans, and I can always dig these up later. But I've started thinking about this, and I don't know if I want to continue digging this out. I mean, I've already kind of started. And I did think about rotating the schematic over here. So currently the schematic is kind of paired up with this walkway. It's like every recording I'm trying not to have a ghast, I have a ghast in it. And I do have this walkway, which I've bridged into my supply area, and I've completely covered in glass. That ghast should leave me alone. I could rotate this and modify the bridge a bit, or I could have it come up to the lava lake right there, and I could cover up the lava lakes, the lava farms, or whatever these things are. I don't know what this is. I just don't know if what I'm doing is the right course of action, because there are some other open areas in here, kind of, and I could use those, but something about the way that this lines up. I mean, here, see, there's another stairwell right here that's not related to the one I just had. So this feels like the right spot to do this, but maybe it's not. I'm going to continue working on this anyway. I'm really getting good at building these little flying machines. They don't take me very long anymore. And it's really the clearing that's taking me a lot of time, because over here I'm having to clear out some of the blackstone and the basalt, but now I'm finally into a netherrack zone, and it's as easy as grabbing just a few of these. And what I've been doing is I've taking some of the TNT, and I create this little plus shape. Take it down one more block, and then pop, pop, pop. And I do something really hairy I probably shouldn't, but I take the extra time to pick up a torch. And I just destroy everything in that big area, 6 blocks deep or something like that. It goes ridiculously far down. I'm not, yep. Bye. Have a good day. So this is really easy to just place a few bits of TNT, and just destroy all of that. And that's almost enough room for the TNT bomber to come through. But I've been clearing a little bit below it, and it strikes a question. I can clear out so much more of this in less time actually using the TNT. And since TNT is technically infinitely renewable, but it's not, I don't know if this is more efficient, because this takes less than, 2 seconds to blow up that much space, and I could do it again in not that much time. And I could destroy that much. And the bomber, all the bomber's going to do is come by and clear off what's left here. Which sometimes can be a lot and sometimes can't be a whole lot. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. I don't know, but I do like the fact that this is really easy to do. And I'm kind of enjoying playing with the TNT a little bit. So I'm going to continue doing this. This has been about 3 hours of work. I've not really had too much success with the bombers. I ate up about an hour, hour and a half trying to figure those out. And then trying to dig all this out too. So I'm not too far in, but I'm not wasting a whole lot of time either. So yeah, this is quite the nether side project. I've taken a little bit of a break away from doing all this digging, and I needed that shulker loader for the netherrack I was picking up, which I've got some on me right now. And I needed a dispenser, which means I needed a bow, and I didn't have a bow. Well, I decided to start exploring this more, and wouldn't you know it, right under my nose, there was 6 string. I also found a piece of ancient debris, a gold block, and 8 of the gilded blackstone, which this stuff is actually considered to me a national treasure. This stuff is so rare, it's not even funny. This stuff is beautiful as well, and it has a nice sound when you walk on it. There's also some bone meal and some other junk, but I'm going to continue checking this out because I've got to go through this, and I'm not entirely sure where this lava leads to, so we've got to clear this up, and hopefully we find something else. Well, the rest of this shows out to be diamond vanishing pickaxe and a diamond unbreaking pickaxe. There's also a little bit of iron stuck in here, which that's kind of nice. Might actually grab that. Is this the treasure room? Doesn't feel like it. I'm gonna keep looking. I've sat here for some time trying to figure out what these gold blocks sitting around here for, and if you count them up, there's a lot of them. There's a bunch of them sitting on this thing. There's gotta be a treasure room, or are they just decoration? So it looks like the gold blocks are actually marking the treasure room. So there's a treasure room right about in there, and there's another one like right over here. So the gold blocks are just decorations around here. The more you know. So after a few tests of running the bombers and placing TNT and using a TNT spamming device, I found that this is probably going to be the best way to do it, is just to place a bunch of TNT. I know it seems kind of counterintuitive, and this is quite expensive to make this much TNT, and I might regret this later, but I'm gonna end up with floating ghost blocks no matter which method I go with because of the amount of area that's being covered in the nether. And if I would have set up the bombers, I probably wouldn't have as many problems to deal with, but it's just a lot of work no matter which way I go about this. So this is what this place is looking like right now, and in order for us to be done, we have to cover up this much. Nope. We have to cover just a little bit more to the left, and I think we've gotten most of everything else back here done. So we're not too far from being done on the digging. Actually, as soon as we get most of this cleared out, we should be able to just start building. And I will leave all of the floating blocks around, and I will clear those out with a schematic checker later. For right now, though, they're not a problem. So, first what I'm going to do is going to place some of these in kind of semi-strategic locations. Just not too far away from the edge. That should be good. Yeah, it's good. Okay. Probably clear this one up too, putting it in here. that's looking pretty good. Alright. Clear this little island out. And just rinse and repeat. Well, with all of that cleared out, it looks like it's time to start getting this building done. But I think that's it for this episode, guys. I've spent a lot of time with this, and I really experimented with TNT, so I'm really happy with what I've learned. But as you can see behind me, I've got everything I need to learn right here. Everything I've got right here to build is all prepped up. I've got all my redstone stuff here. I've got all my wood and stuff there. Got some other concrete, some gold. And we're actually building with gold. I need about 600 blocks, so I don't think I have enough right here. I'll have to go grab some from home. And then I've got all these other materials ready to go. And I want to leave you guys with a little bit of a spoiler, so let's get the schematic configured off. How do I, yep, okay. And then that's what we're looking at. I know it's mostly blue is all you can see, but if you look really closely, there's a lot of materials that went into this. I can't really show off any more of this or I'll really spoil the whole thing, but it's huge. And I'm excited to start building this in the next episode, so I will see you guys very, very soon. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys very soon. I really love this bastion, though. I cannot believe I found something so iconic. Just open. I expected this thing to be buried. They're typically buried, so this is beautiful.